Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in to my Let's Talk series this Bi Visibility Week. Bi Visibility Week commences on September 16th and culminates on Bi Visibility Day on September 23rd and serves to celebrate and validate all of those who identify under the Bi umbrella. I'm so grateful to have been joined by some incredible fellow Bi queens from within the pageant community, and with their help I'll be using my platform to spread positivity and information around all things B in LGBTQIA+. In this episode, I've been joined by Hannah Golding and Abigail Hill to discuss our own experiences and navigating being bisexual within the pageant community. We've also taken some time in this episode to answer some questions that have been put to us by you at home. So enjoy and let us know what you think.
Hello, I am joined today by Hannah Golding, Miss Wiltshire Galaxy.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. And I don't have a title for you, it's really sad.
That's
And
fine, happily retired.
happily retired Abigail Hill. I want to introduce you as
Hello.
happily retired. And Abigail Hill. So Bisexuality Visibility Week is from the 16th to the 23rd of September. And in honour of that, we're having a chat.
Having a podcast.
I love that you've dubbed it a podcast. It makes me happy. So yes, we're going to answer some questions that we have been sent and also just discuss experiences and peeves and other such like things. So should we dive in?
Let's do it.
Right. Ally. Right. Abby, you pick one first.
I'll go by erasure.
By erasure. Okay. So I actually have seen quite a few TikToks recently as well where people are like, yeah, it doesn't exist. Like, it's not a thing, it's just a stepping stone. And I feel I'm still very much a baby gay. Very, very much. It really annoys me because sometimes you just want to stop there. What are your thoughts, experiences?
I mean, for me personally, I've always known I was bi. Like, it was never a question of am I a lesbian or am I straight? It was always am I. Like, for me, it's very much not a stepping stone, and it's kind of where I'm at. I may go through phases of sort of dating more straight, dating more women. But no, I've always known 100% that I was bi. The idea of it being a stepping stone was never a thing for me.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm still attracted to men, so just can't help it.
It's like if it was a choice.
It's not a choice, no. Men, a choice.
Oh, there's certainly a choice.
They certainly are a choice. I think it's such a prominent issue in the LGBTQIA+ community because, like, literally, if you go back years and years, way before our time, like, bis have always been a race. Like, when you listen to, if you're either lesbian or gay, you are not in between. And it's just been this. It's such a weird thing. There's so much bi people, not just for everyone else, but it is in the community as well.
Yeah,
you know, it's the you're not made your mind up, and sexuality is so fluid where you may discover later on in life that actually you are 100% lesbian, no men, and you might go the other way and feel like, actually, you know what, I am straight, but it doesn't invalidate like how you're feeling in that time. You know, for me, I was always so attracted to men, so it's always the option there. But it was a thought process, which will come into some of these topics of being like, well, why have I shut that part off? Like, you know, if I'm such a fierce ally, like maybe I'm not. Maybe there's something there.
That's a thing. Like that. Like it's the hindsight's 2020 thing. Like, okay, well, you've been like an ally for years. I got really annoyed. Like, I've had conversations with my mum and dad about like comments that they've been making when we've been watching like Eurovision, for example, or just things. And I like to think that I have quite a liberal family. For the most part, I have quite a liberal family, but they do still need a little bit of education, and I feel like I've been that voice for so many years in my family, and I'm like, oh, maybe there's a reason for that.
For me, I mean, like, again, my family, I've always thought they're pretty chilled out. You know, I don't feel like I never really had any sort of concerns about coming out to them. It still took me a long time, but I always felt comfortable that I could come out to them when I was ready to. And I think it's important to remember that a lot of people don't have that. So to see negativity around particular sexualities from one part of the community or any part of the community is, you know, is so harmful. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like for example, I don't have parents, so due to like a lot of things that have happened, and my sister was the first one to come out as pansexual in our family, and there was such eradication when she got a boyfriend, and she's like, oh well, she's not actually.
Oh, you're
gay,
not.
is she?
Yeah.
You know, now she lives in a loving like relationship with a woman who's engaged and everything. And yeah, like it doesn't change just because of like what relationship you're in, and the same with Pam, which we have. I'm like, look, let's throw it in. I'll throw it in there.
Look at that.
Because
Nice segue.
there's such a just the whole what's the difference between bisexual and pansexual, which is you know, why are you not pan or why is bi? And actually, a lot of people think that bi is just two genders.
Yeah.
You know,
Historically.
But even in the bi manifestation,
Manifesto.
That's the one. Look at that. That's the one.
I'm glad you got there because I'm unsure.
Like how they explain it, it's not like two. It's just like like two or more.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's your thoughts about what's your thoughts about that? Oh, sorry, it's not clear.
I'm not currently protected by Norton. You said what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it wasn't if someone asked you why you're not pansexual rather than bisexual.
So I need to tread carefully.
It's the colours of the flag for me.
Flag's bearer. Flag's bearer. Do I? So I may cut this bit out because I don't know if you'll be okay with it. It's also Pan. And he had a bit of a meltdown at Pride because we had this exact conversation.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, but like you only like guys or girls, and I'm like, no. And he's like, no, but that's Pan. I'm like, but there are people that use them interchangeably, but the differences, and I actually had to explain this to a very nice boy that I was speaking to from Hinge. The actual definition is like bi is obviously attraction to two or more genders, but pan is attraction regardless of gender. Yeah. So can literally be anyone. Like I like to use like Love is Blind as an example. Like if they had their voices disguised and they were still falling for people on the other side of a wall the way that they do, like it's the person that you're falling for. It's not.
You fall in love with the person. That's what I hear Miley says. Like, everyone forgets that she's pan, right? So,
yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you're falling for the person. You're not falling for their gender and what they represent. Just falling for them. Yeah. Which I think is really nice. Whereas for bisexuality, gender does come into play.
Yeah.
A little bit, but it tends to be a preference. You know.
Yeah.
And it's such an umbrella as well. So bisexual is like, the B in there, but underneath you have like pansexual, you have multisexual, omnisexual, yeah, and so many. And sometimes you feel like, especially when you're speaking in the queer community, that bi is just like the automatic person you think of, or pansexual, you're like, okay, then you start to look more into it, and that's what obviously I did when I was thinking, what do I identify as? And I looked at like, do you know what? This feels, not just because the colours as well. This feels right.
We like a little nice gradient.
I love pink room. Like it just feels right. It just feels out because I do have some like sort of preference. I'm not,
There are some things I prefer in a partner that. Yeah.
And it still does include, non-binary, and I'm not going to say about trans because obviously that's still male-female. I guess trans is part of that, but I see them as
the gender they identify as. Yeah.
So it doesn't come into it, but then there's such a mixed bag.
It is, but it is such a. I feel like it's quite a nuanced subject, and it is the same as everything else within the community as well. Like it is, I feel like it is sort of semi ever changing.
I feel
and
like there's
dependent
always
on
an
the person,
evolution.
I
Yeah.
feel like everyone's
Yeah.
got their own slight take
Mm.
on what they align with.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like,
Slay. I love that you're just throwing that in everywhere today.
I
Like,
do.
slay.
Slay.
That's what I do.
Slay.
I do.
My heels in the ground. Slay.
Kind of want to touch on the whole Ralph Schumacher thing and how that's been reported in the media.
Not
Oh.
so much, but I've seen it.
So Ralph Schumacher came out with an Instagram post, grid post, him and his partner who identifies as male.
Mhm.
And a lot of the media is quick to report that Ralph Schumacher has come out as gay,
Right.
despite Ralph Schumacher having an ex-wife.
Okay.
So he's not explicitly said himself that he's gay, but the media has kind of jumped to that conclusion as if bisexuality is not a possibility.
Do you know what's the thing is? Because also as well, there's a lot of thing of how you describe yourself. Because they said gay is just the term.
Yeah.
But a lot of like I call myself gay sometimes. You know, I'm doing gay things. Like,
Yeah.
even though I'm doing fun things. Or I like to use the word queer because
I use queer a lot.
Yeah, I feel that really essentially just like describes everything about my being. But for others, obviously, queer was a slur.
A
That's
horrible
what it is.
slur, yeah.
And so many people don't like to use that terminology. But then as I realised from doing the social media for my local pride that a lot of people don't like the letters past the LGBT plus. They don't like the fact that there's a QIA. And then after the QIA, there's even more. Not everyone likes that. So, but it does, it's interesting on how people report it because, as you said, like, they have a partner, but they've not actually said that they are just gay.
Yeah.
Sometimes there are later life gays, and obviously, ourselves with baby gays. I don't know. How old are you?
32.
Okay, yeah.
Snap.
I'm the oldest in. No, so like, it's hard when it comes to that. And do we have to?
Yeah.
Should they have to say
Exactly.
that?
No, like what relevance is it?
Exactly.
Realistically,
You know,
like, is it?
They've posted their partner. They've hard launched their partner on Instagram.
Love that for you,
Great.
but go be happy.
Exactly.
It's not anyone else's business. This is what I hope we get to a point where it's something like that isn't newsworthy.
Yeah.
Like, in the nicest way possible. It shouldn't be making the news.
Well, this is
do you know what I mean?
Coming to like coming out stories. I don't know where I cut this, but how I came out, I literally did an Instagram post. I just said hi or rather bye. Like,
I love that.
Literally, and then it's a picture of me at a pageant event next to it was in like February. So I mean, I guess with like LGBT issue out. But like I just did it, like, and no one really like until literally last year when I did a video on TikTok about like talking to girls.
Talking to what?
Talking to girls about like how scary
I thought you said
they are.
talking to grass. I was like,
sometimes I do need to touch.
blink twice if you need help.
But, like,
Are you
I was
okay?
Like, oh, I didn't know this. Like, when did I miss an announcement? I was like, it's my shit. It's like, it was 2023. Yeah.
There's probably quite a few people watching this, thinking, when did I come out?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've never addressed my relationship at all. I've never addressed any sort of straight, bi, whatever relationships on social media because I've never, like, I'm quite a private person. So
like, you've never outwardly told me.
No. I've never, if someone asked me, like, I would never deny it. I would never sort of put myself back in the closet, but I've never felt the need to publicly address it. Like, I've always kind of been, even sort of my coming out, I was kind of like, I always just thought, oh, well, if I start dating a woman, I'll cross that bridge as and when.
I'm kind of like that. I've been very blasé.
But now I'm just like, I kind of feel really strongly that there's so much erasure going on, and there's so much going on in the media with, like, anti-LGBTQ, and I just felt like now was the time to kind of jump on board with that. But no, I've never actually come out to the world as bi.
No, I've not.
Hard launch.
But,
Hi. I've not. I've kind of just drip fed. I know. I literally realised I've not actually got it anywhere. It's folded up in my bag. Hold on. Wait.
What's the bi anthem? I don't know actually. I know Chaperone is currently currently on the.
I love her.
Which that brings me actually though to talking about this is actually navigating sexuality and pageantry because I feel like this is gonna be a really funny observation. There's so many more gay people in pageantry now, which is like
Yeah.
I love it. But back when I started talking about when I changed my platform and just started to be a bit more vocal, I think it's like 2020, and I would be like the resident gay if I wasn't gay. Like, obviously I'm not, but like, like, oh, it comes to gay issues. Oh, it's how much
Yeah.
should
Yeah,
talk
go.
about it.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, why should that be me when I am, you know, it's only, see, Lauren Parkinson came out in 2020.
I feel like that was very seismic and very, very brave of her.
Yeah.
I have so much
I was
respect for
really
Lauren
proud
for
of her.
doing that.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of maybe started something,
Yeah,
kind of
I
proved a
think
bit
it
of a
did.
catalyst.
Yeah, I think it did.
So yeah, props to Lauren.
I remember talking to her actually just before she came out. We were in a group
Mhm.
chat, and I was like, because it was the start of lockdown, I was like, what does it mean if I'm on lesbian TikTok?
Weren't we all at that point?
Yeah, TikTok changed the algorithm.
The algorithm had me figured out in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, huh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you think it means?
Questioning, what are these questions?
But no, I was really proud of her for it.
Mm.
I feel like she sort of just came into her own
Yeah.
as well.
I think once you stop hiding that part of yourself, like, you know, it really.
It
really
sounds
does do.
cliche, but it does lift a weight off your shoulders.
Even if you didn't know it was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I feel personally it didn't for me because I'm just here, like, no, but like when I was younger, I said my yearbook quote was "No one's 100% straight." So like,
Everyone's a little bit bi.
15-year-old Hannah just like writing that like, but like, so there wasn't a weight because obviously I was so vocal anyways. It just felt easier.
Mhm.
But I feel like in pageantry there was so much. There's still so much animosity. I've been like, I've had messages people like, oh, like I love what you're doing. Like I can't come out, but like
Yeah.
I love that. And I actually did the study I did about pageantry, that little survey, and there was still like so many people who didn't feel safe to come out in pageants.
Mhm.
You know, we had comments about the dressing room situation.
Yeah. Which is sad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's such a supportive
Mm.
industry otherwise for
Yeah.
the most part that and we're always preaching like be yourself, everyone
Yeah.
else is already taken, like no one knows you better than you,
Mm.
yet there's still
Yeah.
probably
Like,
quite a
looking at my
few.
boobs? No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm actually
Sorry, who has-
I'm actually concentrating
Who has
on
time
being
backstage?
No.
terrified
No one has
of
time.
about to go on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just
Like,
trying to make sure my
sorry,
hair isn't stuck to
It's
my
actually
head.
not about you.
Yeah.
I say it ironically now. It's just
Slay.
just
Slay,
a part-
slay.
it's just a part
Slay,
of my-
slay,
Yeah.
slay. You need a
Yeah.
slay t-shirt. You do.
That's it. But yeah, no, like I'm not. And that's the thing with attraction, isn't it? Just because, it's always when someone comes out like, oh well, I hope you don't find me attractive.
Can I just say,
And,
just because we like both does
Does
not
not mean we like
fancy
everyone.
I don't fancy anyone right now.
I don't fancy anyone right now. I'm like, I just want to be with me and my dog in my house. Leave me alone. Don't look at me. Don't speak to me. Don't look at me.
You would think with bisexuality having more options. I still can't get a text back.
Yeah, it's literally
Yeah.
like the pool is literally double the size, and no,
No.
still no.
Because you get
Like, why are you speaking to me? Go away.
Yeah.
You'll get
Yeah.
when it comes to like the dating sites, it'll be like looking for a third. Or
Oh.
and they have the ugliest man ever.
Yeah.
and a stunning
Yeah.
girl. I'm like, oh, so what has been buying me like? So just chatting about experiences, and it's like, oh, so you went for threesomes?
Oh, no.
No.
I mean,
It's
no
not.
shame if people are.
they're not. No,
Yeah.
But don't just assume that that's
Yeah, but it's the
this
assumption,
That's
yeah.
the thing. I'm too jealous.
I don't like
I'm not a
sharing
jealous
media.
person, but in that
Multitasking.
setting, no.
Yeah.
Multitask.
I can't do it. I can't. My brain. Like,
Yeah.
it's just
Too many ways. No.
No.
But no, why is it though that rhetorical question that as soon as someone finds out, it's like automatically in their head you're a massive player. and
Yeah.
you're just
Everyone
going
in
for
this
everyone,
room
and it's like
fancies me.
And
Yeah.
it's the assumption. There's so many people out there still think bisexual people or pansexual people can't commit to a monogamous relationship.
and it's
And I
Yes.
do not understand
Untrue.
it.
Yeah.
untrue.
You know,
I don't. Yeah, no. It's we have self control.
Mhm.
It's also an issue as well because, like, why, you know, if we're going to go on like stereotypes, why can't straight white men keep in their pants? You know, like, if you want to get into that,
Yeah.
you know, right?
Hey,
What's every man I'm dating cheating on me? Like, what's up with this? Like,
Oh, no.
what's happening with this? Let's go. What's that?
oh no.
That's it. No, anything involved. It's just we can control it.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's the fetishization of.
Winds me right up. My ex, and he's not on social media anymore, so I'm gonna say it. My ex, you suck. He would like tell me, like would wake up and he'd be like, "Oh, I had a dream about you and such last night," and I'm like, "Okay, great. That's literal
That's an inside
cheating.
thought, yeah.
Like, if you're okay with that,
Mhm.
then you're okay with me cheating on you because that's what that is."
Yeah.
But then in the same vein, my friend was staying over who is also bi. And I was like, well, I'm not making a bed if I don't have to. You can bunk in with me. And the next day he went mental.
Mhm.
And he was like, do you not understand how disrespectful that is? You're both bi. Like, why would you do that? I'm like, because she's my best pal and I'm a girl and we've been having sleepovers since we were 5.
And that doesn't
And
mean
it's
anything's going to happen.
normal. And it, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and it
that's control.
doesn't
It's
mean
the
that I'm-
assumption.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then when we broke up, he sort of flung it back in my face and he was like, well, now you can go and do the stuff that you've not done yet. And I was like, so that's been playing on your mind.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason.
It actually is if you're in a heteronormative relationship, as I said, perceived, there's such a discord of like, oh well, does that mean you're going to go out and cheat me? Does that mean you're going to go have, you know, you want to go on these sports? And some people can be in a straight passing relationship for years and years and not have the inclination to cheat, even though they know themselves that they are bi. It doesn't eradicate you bi just because you're in a straight passing relationship.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, control it. Like,
Yeah.
But it's like, even straight people, like with one of my previous boyfriends, before I realised, there's other men in the world.
Mhm.
I'm not going to go, if you're not going to cheat, you're not going to cheat.
Exactly.
Like, if you're not a cheater, you're not a cheater.
Exactly.
So why does your sexuality make a difference to that in other people's eyes? It doesn't. It doesn't.
unless you've established your boundaries if you're having open relationships or you're
Unless it's been a discussion.
yeah.
That was a rant.
That was, yeah.
That
was a thing.
That got ranty. Yeah, I feel that there. I do.
Yeah.
I do. No, that is a point actually. That just because you end up like what you were saying about Ralph Schumacher, just because you may end up in a straight passing relationship doesn't suddenly make you straight.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, it's who you're attracted to, not who you're
It's like I was
with.
not straight when I was with my ex-boyfriend.
You were not, and neither was I.
We did a slight bit on knowing and coming out earlier, but
How did you know?
it's funny for me because there's not one thing that just made me go, oh my god. Like, it was just sort of I think it was a series of things. I know everyone says they have that one film or that one celebrity that was their awakening, and I don't.
Megan Thee Stallion.
And everybody goes on about the mummy.
The Mummy, and
yeah.
I was like, mummy's you.
But I never really. I don't really think I ever had that. Like, I think it
I
was always
wasn't
just
that
kind of.
for me,
I
no.
was always. It was always kind of in the back of my mind. But there wasn't one particular film. I mean, if I had to pick one, it would probably be Pirates of the Caribbean.
And not for Orlando Bloom. Jack Sparrow.
I am Orlando.
I love Orlando
I like
Bloom.
a bit of, no.
But weirdly, it was Legolas.
I'm going to absolutely... That's got to
It's got to go.
No, it was... I think it was Keira Knightley for me.
Okay.
But also, weirdly, Commodore Norrington.
Commodore
Norrington from Pirates of the Caribbean.
I can't remember.
The one that wants to marry Keira Knightley, even
Because,
though
I mean,
she
don't
was
we all?
literally 8 years old at the start, and he was definitely an adult already. Commodore, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have had like a sort of a slideshow.
Should we make a slideshow? Should we do a post-production slideshow?
Yeah.
Commodore.
Next slide, please.
Yeah, if you could just click to the next slide there, Abby, that'd be great. James Norrington, Commodore.
Oh, him.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
Baby girl, you hurt you.
Blink twice.
How long have you got?
I don't know.
We're not kink shaming
Yeah.
here.
That's off.
Oh wait. Oh no!
I don't think mine's been on. Yeah, mine's still going. So.
Yeah, I don't think mine ever had a light.
Don't worry. It'll have picked up on something.
Yeah, that's it.
Um,
Apologies in advance.
Okay, so Commodore Norrington. Interesting.
Yeah.
Fair.
To each their own.
Everyone has a different preference. Mine is medium ugly guys and very feminine women.
Men are solid sixes that will ruin my life.
Yeah.
Solid sixes that will ruin my life.
That's it, yeah. That's it, yeah.
Oh, just turn me off as well.
No, I think the whole Megan Thee Stallion, it's the TikTok. I think it's just for me. I always just thought, why not? No, I'm going to tell you the real truth of that. I was like, I would always say I would turn gay, but I don't like vaginas. Okay, and then when I actually thought about it, like, it's not that deep, is it?
Biology,
But
babe.
Men, horrible things.
they're not that attractive either. Like I've not thought about that before.
Emma's just dying off in the background.
And I'm just like, why am I so scared?
Emma.
And that's when I thought, like, oh, okay. Like once you get over that whole like, ooh, then it's like, wow,
Yeah.
I could do it. And then I was like, wow, there we go.
And that was that.
And then I just sat with it for a while. And then I was like, right, do you know what? Like I put myself as bi for a lot of things. I was like, oh, let's just come out. Like that's why it was just a casual Instagram post done. Because my friends asked like, oh, why don't you just come out in the group? I was like, I don't think it really needed to. Like,
Do you not feel like, I feel like for me, I haven't bothered because I don't feel like it would be for me. I feel like it would be for everyone else's benefit and comfort.
That's exactly, that's part of it for me as well. Also, it wouldn't sit with me with how private I've been generally about my personal life. Like, I'm generally pretty private, so...
So like, oh.
It wasn't a surprise, Hannah.
I know. It's just
We
assumed. Everyone just assumed. And it's been that way for years. They've just assumed I've been a little bit spicy. And it's just like, yeah, you know, like... Just because I've always just been open to it.
Yeah.
Like, hence that yearbook quote. I mean, if I wanted to, it would have been like with streams, confetti and flags everywhere. And,
grenades.
But I'm just, I'm a very tired person. Okay. I've not got time for it. Like, you know, June was a very busy month for me.
You did not stop.
But yeah, no, if I was going to be extra, I'm just tired. I'm a tired gay. Like... can't be dealing with it. And when you get past 30, you're like, okay, you know, I can't really be topping up. You knew already. You came here for the confirmation. So.
Yeah.
There we go. There we are.
Oh my God. I think for me, it was very much a hindsight thing. I think TikTok made me think.
Yeah.
And then I reconnected with one of our friends from years ago, the same friend that we had the Barney about. And she just sort of gave me a bit of a safe space to actually think about it more.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. For me, I think,
and there was a TikTok actually, it's on my bloody phone. And it was, you know, the TikTok sound, it's like, I'm a beer and wine drinker.
I'm a beer and wine drinker, but once I start, it's hard for me to stop sometimes.
The girl had put captions at the bottom and it was like, I'm just a straight girl who fancies girls but exclusively dates men, and then it switches and it's like, babe, you're bi.
You're an alcoholic.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, is that what it is? I thought I was just having a good time.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what... Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I thought I'd just like to have a good time.
And I was like, oh yeah, that is what it is. And then a lot of things from a while back sort of made sense. I was like, oh, okay, so that's the reason for this, and that's the reason, like, I'd been with a girl at Disney.
Yeah.
That just doesn't happen. Like, people don't just...
With that though as well, it's a safe space to still explore your sexuality.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't think anything about it then. It was just like, okay, I'm just experimenting. And it's okay, because there's a lot of people who may have same-sex relations and then go, actually, do you know what? No, I am straight.
Yeah.
But you still tried it.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
You tried it, you realized it wasn't for you.
You know, not an icky way of like, oh, what was it? Spaghetti's. What's the spaghetti thing?
spaghetti straight
Straight
until
until
it's
you get
wet.
to wet.
Yeah, you know, okay. Like the icky men thing that people do.
Abby's despairing.
That's it. Someone said it to us. Flashbacks. We're in the trenches right now with it. But like, you tried it. You didn't like it. That's it. You're still valid in your sexuality, saying that you are heterosexual.
Yeah.
You know.
That makes sense if you tried it and didn't like it.
Yeah, didn't like it. You know, you thought you were.
And I think that kind of segues nicely into the discussion about sort of sexual attraction and romantic attraction, and there is a difference. You know, there are some people who are quite comfortable exclusively dating one gender but being attracted to more than one.
Yeah.
You know, and there's some people who feel like they have to do that because of society.
Yeah.
Which is just sad.
It's internalized and right. Okay, so what I will say is you can have internalized homophobia and still be a part of the LGBTQIA plus community. Obviously, here we're talking about bisexual, which we touched in the beginning, that people including can be bi, but also to yourself when you admit to yourself that you do like the same gender, and you're like, well, I shouldn't, like it's wrong, like I shouldn't like this. Like, you know, why do I feel these feelings? And obviously, like for us, we didn't have to go through some of the things that some people do go through when they come
I
out.
think it's like we have to acknowledge that we are all three of us coming from a place of
immense privilege. Yeah.
I'm going to say Sammy because like my mum is very homophobic, so
at the same time,
I don't know how my dad
I would not be honest.
You're chosen community, like you're chosen people that you have let into your life or let stay are like very safe people, I would like to think.
I like to think, but then for some others it's, you know, religious trauma. There's like the living arrangements where people aren't safe to come out, and so it's it's a toughie. It is a toughie, but you can still be in that and still be homophobic.
And you can I don't know about you two, but I still have days where I'm just like, I think I'm lying. I think I'm lying, and I second guess myself, and like
I feel like that was me most of my 20s. Like I tried, like obviously I have sort of been on dates with women, and when I sort of realised it wasn't working, there was always that sort of, is it because I'm not actually bisexual, or is it because I'm not compatible with this person? And there was always that kind of question. And then I got to like 30, COVID hit, I was stuck in the house, and I had a lot more time to think about things. And I was like, no, it was just purely because I wasn't compatible with these particular people. And as it so happens, I actually ended up really good mates with one of them. You know, like we was just so much better off as friends. Now she's happily married. So I think I spent a lot of my 20s questioning. Yes. But at the same time, still deep down knowing what the answer to that question was. And I think that's kind of like, that was me very much internalizing sort of slightly more conservative views that I heard growing up.
That's what the imposter syndrome of being it as well. And the thing is, like, oh wow, someone's like, well, you've never done anything with a woman, so why do you think?
How do you know?
Yeah, how do you know? Are you just lying? Are you just using this? A lot of the
or you just not met the right man.
No, the thing is but that, you know, that it's
I've met many men and none of them were right.
You know, I've met men and they have been the right men. It's just the wrong time.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you believe in that?
Yeah, I
do.
Yeah.
Do you?
I
don't.
I do. I feel like, you know, there's a couple of relationships which, you know, I feel that if I was in a different headspace, or if they were in a different headspace, different time, like it just gelled. I've had that so many, but
I feel like I've had people that I gel with. But I feel like right person, wrong time doesn't sit for me, because I'm like, well, surely if that is the right person, you should compliment each other enough and support each other enough and help each other enough.
I feel like it's a little bit blurry on the camera, I think.
Evway,
or am I just blind?
I think you're just blind.
I think I'm just blind.
Yeah, the thing is that it's like, yes, it's true, but then
it becomes,
there are external circumstances
you make
that
at the right time. I suppose. Well,
yeah,
but again, that's coming from a place of just not having too much going on in my life.
No, but that's the thing. Like, and I also think as well, sometimes it's when you don't have So just going on this back into like the like feeling like you're not and question yourself. Sometimes you don't have the right spaces. Like you don't have enough queer spaces. You're not in that sort of culture as well, like where you are. I went to Cardiff Pride, also did some volunteering, and afterwards I actually got to go to some gay bars. Like and it was just such a like surreal experience. So surreal. I was just like, oh my god, this is what I'm missing out on. Like, this is what I'm missing out.
So good.
Because there's not where I am. There was one.
Yeah.
We've got a good few. We've got like a quarter, I suppose, in Glasgow City Centre, and it's great fun. But also for me, like I've been going to Polo for a good few years on and off, purely because it's like a safe space as well. Like you feel so much safer than in regular.
I feel like in Newcastle nightlife as well. Like
Bars.
I've always felt so much more safer.
When I was with my first boyfriend, we would
Triangles
always
of
go
it,
out in Gay Town. When I was down in Liverpool, and it's the same down there. They've got a huge gay scene, and you do feel the safest you will be.
I feel like with any Pride event you go to, it's such a vibe. Obviously, I've been going to Pride events since like a good 14 years as well. It's 2012, it's a good 14 years.
I lie.
Confession time, I've never been to a Pride.
Oh, babes.
I've never had a chance to go to Pride.
We'll go next year.
We'll go next year. Yes.
That's it, we're doing it. We're booking that in. That's it. You've got it on camera now.
Yeah, everything clashes with everything else.
I know.
It's just never,
It'll probably be this weekend next year as well.
That's it. But it is, it's such a, I always feel so safe and so loved and just so, the vibes are immaculate. You are never overdressed.
Never. You can wear literally anything you want.
Honestly, I'm there. I wore my fashion wear to one of them.
I love that.
Like, and it was just like, there'll be even more. The drag queens will outshine you. They're walking around in their massive heels during the parade.
How do they do these marches in these shoes?
I don't know. I used to when I was younger.
Last year was like a 5k. It's $50,000. It's a 5k. And there's drag queens and literally like...
Pleasers are surprisingly comfortable.
Platform, it's all good.
I love a pleaser shoe. They are really, really comfortable.
But for a 5k?
Yeah. I'd struggle to do a 5k flats.
Through Glasgow City Centre and cobbled streets.
Oh, no, not that. My ankle would crack just looking at it.
It's my knee.
I know, I get out of the suburb Buchanan Street and I'm just like...
There's a term to bisexuals are back in the issues.
Just joint problems.